I'm the Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg, of course. That's the diamond. Dustin Poirier getting ready to fight Akira Corassani coming up here in Quebec City on April 16th. Dustin, you're down in South Florida right now. It's who isn't in South Florida right now? Like, everybody seems to be down there. I just saw some footage online of Vitor Belfort and Tyron Sprong, who's just over in the other corner. You know, the other side from you guys. It's like it seems like L.A. when I first started fighting was everyone was in L.A. Everybody moved to Vegas. Now everybody's moving to South Florida. It's like the two biggest camps between Jocko and American Top Team all seem to be down there.
Yeah, man. And just at American Top Team, we have a lot of guys, a lot of high-level guys getting ready. But I'm not sure exactly who's all at Jocko, but I know they're top-level guys.
Pick a name. Make a name up that's not at American Top Team, and they're over at Jocko. That's pretty much what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it the weather? Is it the women? Is it the weed? Like, why is everybody there?
It's the training, man. The beach is nice too. You can't complain about that.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a good-looking girl in a bikini in February.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, all right, let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to the Cub Swanson fight. I know it's over a year ago now. That was back in February of 2013. You lost unanimous decision. I think I asked you this before when I interviewed you before the Eric Koch fight. What could you have done differently? Is the same thing? Do you still believe, like when I interviewed you before the Eric Koch fight, is it the same stuff you said then, or has it changed even a little bit more now because of how much it's been a year? Like you've had a lot more time to think about it. I know how you are. You looked at your old tapes. You're trying to figure stuff out. Is it the same, or did you kind of think of, I should have done this, which is totally different, something else that we hadn't thought of at the time?
No, man, it comes back down to the simple facts. I should have had a full camp, and I shouldn't have rushed into a top-level fight like that on short notice.
You still think that Cub, obviously Cub is a top-level guy. Is that a fight that you want to get back and do again?
100%. That's what I'm shooting for. I want to fight Cub off of a full camp, and especially if he keeps winning and I keep winning, it makes sense, and there's big things that happen for the winner. So it's exactly what I want, man.
You're kind of setting yourself up right now with these last two wins and Cub as well. You guys are in the top 2 or 3 of the weight class. You guys are ready right there for the hunt. Is it going to take another fight with you beating Cub Swanson to get the title shot, or do you think you'll get a title shot without him? They'll bypass and then have to battle time, if both of you guys keep winning.
Right, that's tough to say, man. But I would like for it to have to go through Swanson. But we'll see. I got my hands full next week. That's really what I'm focused on right now. This guy's dangerous, and he knows this is a big opportunity if he beats me, a top 10 guy. So, I'm just on point with that fight right now.
We'll get to Corassani here in a second. One last thing about Cub. You're a great guy. He's a great guy. If you guys didn't fight and have to beat up each other, would you guys be training partners in the same weight class and having to fight each other all the time?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm sure I can pick up lots of stuff from him. And I'm sure, he can pick up some stuff from me. That's how it goes. But that's not the case, man. I want to beat him up.
Well, let's be honest. If he was your best friend and he's standing in the way of a title, if you were getting the belt, you'd want to beat him up too. It doesn't make a difference.
No doubt.
That's how it goes. Let's talk about Akira. Break him down for us. You're 15-3. He's 12-3. So record-wise, you guys are relatively close, but you're definitely not the same competitors.
Yeah, his style has changed up in the last couple years since he was on The Ultimate Fighter. He used to be a brawler, but now he's working with Frankie Edgar's boxing coach. So he's a lot of feints, a lot of footwork, a lot of lateral movement, and also he's out there with Renzo Gracie and training with Edson Barbosa and those guys on a daily basis. So I'm sure his kickboxing and jiu-jitsu is up there too. So he's a different guy. He's a different fighter, but. That being said, he hasn't been that active in the last couple years. He has 3 fights in the UFC, and his last one was a win by disqualification. Guy needed him when he was down.
Yeah.
And before that, he hasn't fought since April of 2013. So, he's coming off of a 30-second fight, and his fight before that was a decision win a year ago. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've been fighting 3 times in the UFC a year. And training nonstop. So, I don't know if he's going to come with ring rust and try to, push the pace early and try to, see what happens. But I'm ready, man, and I'm excited.
Well, let's go back and look at his record a little bit. He fought twice in 2010. once in 2011, once in 2012, then twice in 2013. That's not very active, unless you're doing like judo or wrestling, or he's on the boxing circuit and you're doing something else athletically. And to my knowledge, he wasn't doing anything. So we're talking about a guy that's basically fought 6 times in the last 3 years, 5 times in the last 3 years. That's not very active. And we talk about ring rust. Sure, he fought in November of 2013. Got DQ'd, or he wins by DQ because Maximo Blanco needs him in the head when he's down. That's not a lot of action. So there is this issue, and I'm glad you raised it up. There is an issue of ring rust on this guy. He hasn't been in these heavy training camps back to back. There's a portion of ring rust not having fought for a long time. There's also a portion of ring rust of not being in back-to-back training camps. Do you think it's going to wear on him? Is it going to be one of those fights where part of your mentality is like, hey, let's push this to the later rounds because I've done this, I've been doing this, I can go all day long with this guy, and make him start making mistakes later?
That could be, but to tell you the honest truth, that's not my game plan. I'm gonna go in there and take whatever he gives me. If it's first round, we're gonna get him out of there. But I'm expecting him to come in a little nervous when he feels my punching power, and he hasn't been as active, like you said. And I've been competing with the best guys at a very high level in the UFC these past years. And I think it might be that. It might play that he'll start slowing down and starts to beat up a little bit.
You look at how he wins. Of his 15 wins, or excuse me, of his 12 wins, he's got 7 decisions out of that whole mess. Well, you come in with your 15 wins, 6 KOs, 6 submissions, and very few decisions at only 3.
Right.
Your game plan is always to try to knock a guy out. If he gives you a submission, you take it. But your first love is to go to crack him on the jaw and put him to sleep.
No doubt about it.
You're gonna try and put it on him heavy and hard early and let him know he's boss right away.
That's the thing. I've been working this camp. I'm expecting him to have the lateral movement like Frankie, lots of head movement, lots of feints and stuff like that. And with that, me being over aggressive could lead to me getting caught. Him moving a lot, me lunging for punches and leaving openings for him to counter. So, that's gonna actually, we'll see what happens, how he moves. It's gonna be up to him. If he's running from me, then it might take a little bit of time. But if he stands in there and fights me, he's gonna go to sleep.
All right, let's talk about the main event real quick of your fight, Bisping versus Tim Kennedy. They're both, the Chael Sonnen being number 1. These two guys are number 2 as far as trash talking goes. And their banter back and forth, it makes for a good fight.
Right.
It also makes people want to pay attention to the fight. Because they're fighting on the main event, people will start paying attention to the very first fight on the card. Do you think it helps you? Because you're not a trash talker. You're a guy that I knock you out, I submit you, that's it. You don't talk. You just do it. Actions. Does having guys like this as the main event, does that help you or hurt you with your fight and what you're trying to do with your sponsors and you trying to make extra money outside of the fight pay?
I would say it probably helps. There's going to be more eyes on the main card, so that always helps.
You got a prediction for the main event? You taking Bisping or Kennedy?
Man, that's a tough one to call. I'm not sure how Bisping's going to come back after surgery. I think he had eye surgery or something, and he's kind of been busted up in his last couple fights. I want to say Vitor knocked him out before that, maybe. But, he might use his footwork and his boxing and his wrestling defense. I think Bisping might take it, man.
I'm actually I'm leaning the other way. I'm actually leaning towards Kennedy right now. I still have to get my full analysis and after interview both of them, I'll have a better job of it, but I'm leaning towards Kennedy right now.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, it's real tough. So, Dustin, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I know it's your downtime. I don't want to keep you too much longer. Good luck, man. I can't wait to watch this fight. It's going to be fun for me. The whole card from top to bottom to me is a very interesting fight. A very interesting card, rather. But your fight, obviously, I tell you this every time I interview you, I'm always looking forward to having you fight. I love the way you fight. I love what you bring into the cage. Win, lose, or draw. I love what you do, so I can't wait to watch your fight on the 16th.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And I've been working hard. After my last fight with Brandao, I came straight back to Florida. And this is the longest, strength and conditioning I've ever done. So I think I put on a little bit of muscle. And, before I would just do strength and conditioning, just a couple, 6-8 weeks for the fight. But this time I've done it, since the fight. It's a lifestyle now that I'm here in South Florida permanently with my wife. And, I'm really expecting the best performance I've ever had. And I really feel very dangerous with every aspect, man. I'm excited to show that.
Yeah, it is a little scary that you were hitting so hard without a full strength and conditioning camp. Now, with shape, usually with guys that hit like you do, they have a full strength conditioning and like increase that power. The power not only increases in the first and second round, it's increasing the third round too, which makes you even more dangerous than you already are.
Right. Yeah, man, I've been feeling great, and you know, I'm pretty low in weight. You know, not too far from the goal weight, and I still feel just as strong, man. So I'm excited.
Perfect. I can't wait to see this fight, Dustin. Thanks so much, buddy. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Right.